What's up, everybody? All right. While folks are filing in, I am going to go ahead and get this box open. I know there's some people that like to see it before we open it, but I also don't have the room to, really do this on camera. So, there's our case, though. Like I said, I like to start with it there, at least, so everybody can see it. I'm going to swap places with it for a second, use my chair. So, put the knife away so I don't cut myself like red leather jacket guy. See if we can sneak these bad boys out. Just like that. It's a little trickier than it looks. Just saying. Just saying. Rest of them. They don't want to stand like that. Here, we'll do it like this. Like so. All right, so there's our case in all its glory. I'm going to try to get some mega boxes. I have been unsuccessful so far. So I'm going to keep working at it. Do my best to get us some mega boxes as well, because they'll have different parallels, or should have different parallels. Obviously, we're looking for the ultra rare Tiger prisms in this. These will have the flash prisms, just like last year. So we should see like a silver flash. So, hey Sean, watched 3 cases so far with no autos. Yeah, I'm not banking on very many autos. I figured maybe 1 or 2 is probably... You're probably... With the blasters, you're probably really riding on the Tiger prism and, rainbow chasing. Trying to fill in some of those flashes and things like that. And then, and the megas are supposed to be really good. That's why I'm trying to get some, because they're supposed to be really good comparatively to the blasters. So, let me get a piece of tape for our list, and we'll get ready to rock and roll. I'm still completely confused as to why it took us, 2 months to get blasters after Hobby came out? I don't understand why they do it that way. But I don't understand some things they do anyway. So, so here is our owner list for tonight. We're missing just a couple of people for payments. Missing Larry on a couple spots. Larry Westgates with a couple spots. Justin Bonsignor, Ty Rogers spot. Missing Ty's payment. And then Chris Barlow missing his for Tony Breidinger. Otherwise, we're all good on all of that. So... Because Panini, exactly. Because Panini's gonna Panini. And then here is our Duck Race lineup, 1 through 22, with the top 3 getting drivers this time. So, give us 22 ducks. We'll set this up. And let me shuffle it one time and get these guys going. Here we go. Good luck. It's actually my son's tablet, Braxton. It's my son's hand-me-down tablet. So it's actually his old password. So yeah, if you ever want to hack into his tablet and play, I don't know, Roblox or something, you might be able to do that. Have at it. Here we go. Looking like the yellow deuce. Yeah, Duck 2. Duck 2 gets the win. And then second place is Duck 17. So Duck 2 is James Holland. Second place, Mario Martinez. And third place is Duck 12, also Mario Martinez. And I've drawn some beautiful arrows for you guys to follow along. It's like a picture. Son used the same, yeah. Must be. I'm surprised it's not some 6-7 thing, because that's like a thing with the kids now, and my son's way into that. So I'm surprised it's not. He hasn't made it be something related to that. I better not give him the idea, because that's what he'll do. So, let's get going. Good luck to everybody. Like I said, I don't have crazy expectations. I was hoping to maybe see an auto or two. So, 6, 7. So, good luck. Let's do this. As most everybody knows, I don't do the retail stuff a lot, but I do try to make sure that we get at least a break or two in, to try to help the folks that are doing the rainbow chase. I want to help with those as much as I can. So, so that's really my primary goal, is to try to get some folks some of that stuff more than anything else. So if we can get some of the flashes tonight, and, you know, maybe a couple nice, cool cards, I'll be satisfied. I did see that, Scott, where Cliff was like, hey, you said something, and what was it? And Kyle was like, oh, no. I was saying 6, 7. You know, like Dad busted him, you know, like. I had to laugh at that. All right. We'll move through the base fairly quickly. Orange Flash, David Reagan. Just making sure I'm not missing something that's numbered there. What are they going to call these? Red? Are they going to call that the red, white, and blue? 214 to 249. That's what I call it, I guess. Kyle Petty, numbered to 249. That's going to go to Glenn. I'm going to take you guys down just a touch. Yeah, exactly. Cliff's like, oh, Lord. Silver Flash, Harrison Burton. And we got Orange Flash, Dale Jarrett. First Relic, Sparks, Christopher Bell. That sure looks like sheet metal to me. It's cold. Going to JJ. Could be off the... what am I thinking? Could be off of the Craftsman car. Hocevar with the traditional silver. Silver Matt Mills. JR says there'll be at least 3 more Bell relics. So he's saying at least 4 total. I got the box kind of across the room, so I'm doing a little box toss. It adds to my entertainment level. Not that I need it, but Got a little space heater on down here beside me and kind of at my feet, and didn't want to be throwing plastic near it, so I got to chuck the boxes across the room a little bit. Scott says, is the question over? I was hoping to see 2 autos, Scott, so I think that's the number in my head. And I would say, this will help. The other thing that this does is it helps all of you guys know whether you want to buy any when you see them in the stores. If we open an entire case and there's no autos, then that tells you guys, hey, probably ain't worth buying it in the store, in my opinion. Depending on what you're after. But Orange Flash, Terry Labonte. But I'm just saying by and large, oh, we got black. Is it black and blue? I got too excited too fast. I saw the black. Alan Kulwicki, 43 of 49. It's nice, though. Going to Steve. Got too excited too quick. It's sharp. Whoa. Sheldon Creed, hang on there. Wait your turn. Flash and Fuego, Jimmy Johnson. Corey Day. Going to Lewis. I see none of them in the store. Well, these just came out, Todd, so another, probably, give it about a week or so, and then you'll probably start seeing them. Because every store takes, their own sweet time with when they want to put them out on the shelves. Tony Breidinger, Sparks, Fire Suit. Going to Chris Barlow. So I would give it till this time next week, and then you might start seeing them. Silver, Jeff Gordon. One guy said he bought 4 blasters and pulled 2 tigers. Well, that's certainly possible. If he got, depending on how they were unpacked out of a case, and maybe they opened more than one case and put on a shelf. But my guess is there's probably, I could be wrong, but my guess is there's probably not more than 1 tiger per case. I'm guessing that's going to be a case hit type of thing. You also have to watch, depending on who you're listening to and what they're trying to accomplish. If it's a breaker on Whatnot or another platform and they're trying to fill break spots, it's easy for somebody to sit there and say, hey, I got this and I pulled this and I did that, to try to build some excitement. You guys know me. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. If I don't think it's good, I'll just say I don't think it's good. There's plenty of products, plenty of things we can do break wise. We don't have to sugarcoat it if something sucks, So I think the The Artist Selections is a Blaster exclusive, I believe. So, Duck Race winners were James Holland and Mario Martinez with 2 groups. Matt Kenseth, Orange Flash. We got, I call that red, white, and blue. I know there's no technical white there, but to me that's what it's meant to be, is red, white, and blue. So that's what we're going to continue to call it. Daniel Dye. Going to Paul Wolf, 209, a 249. Yeah, well, I don't watch the Jets anymore, Scott, but the Browns do suck. And hey, you know what? We're riding a 1-game winning streak right now. The only way to start a winning streak is to start at 1. So, numbers, William Byron, Silver Flash. Ty Dillon with the orange. And we got Brandon Jones. Oh, that's kind of cool. Selective swatches. I'm not sure what that sheet metal is all about, but it's sheet metal for sure. Just don't know what that is. Going to Scott. I will tell you guys, so for those of you that hit stuff in the break, these will probably not ship until Saturday. There's a chance I might get them out tomorrow, but a better chance that they'll probably ship on Saturday. So if you do receive an auto or relic and you're wondering about shipping, probably going to be Saturday. I'm going to have time to sneak in our lunch break tomorrow, and then I also tomorrow want to make sure that I get the preview list posted tomorrow afternoon for the 5th anniversary break. So, Silver Matt Kenseth. I do have the driver list for the anniversary break finished. If you've never been around when I've had to do a split checklist, I will be doing it on Sunday. And what I mean by that is when I post the checklist, typically for a break, I post the checklist in one comment, right? It's a single comment with the whole list. Well, what I mean by a split checklist is all the drivers won't fit in one comment. So it'll be like A through the middle of letter J in one comment. And I'm sure it'll be separated because there'll be so many claims. You'll have to scroll down a little ways to see the next comment with the second half of the alphabet with J through Z. So just be prepared for that on Sunday. There will be 195 individual drivers, 195, plus an unlisted spot on top of that. Now, the unlisted spot is going to be specifically for some drivers that only are in like one product or maybe 2, or maybe they don't have autographs at all or something of that nature. orange Cole Custer. We got the black and blue Michael McDowell going to Will Black. $6/49. What kind of money are we talking for the unlisted spot? Not what you think, Joey. Not what you think. I think folks will be pleasantly surprised when they see the list. Numbers, Chris Buescher. I can tell what I will divulge today. I think everybody will be pleasantly surprised for the most part. I really tried hard to spread things out and make it a fair break for everybody. Obviously, the more popular drivers are going to cost more and yada, yada. David Reagan, Orange Flash. But I do think that you guys will be slightly surprised probably with a lot of the drivers' pricing being less than what maybe you might think. Sparks Jesse Love, race used tire. I can tell you, the one thing I will divulge is that there are no drivers. There are 0 drivers that cost over $99. Everybody's less than that. There's no triple-digit costs for any single driver for that 25 box break. Jesse Love is going to Steve Teskey. So if that helps you know where the unlisted's going to fall, and I can tell you the unlisted's significantly less because there's not that many drivers in the unlisted spot. There's probably about 35. Silver Bubba. So you guys that are watching are like in the know as far as the anniversary break. You guys got the inside scoop. But when you look at some of the drivers, I think you'll be surprised. Hopefully you're not surprised the wrong way. Any custom cards? Yeah, there'll be some custom cards for giveaways, Joey, yes. For giveaways, yes. The one custom card that I've talked about that's a giveaway is an autographed Richard Petty. But there'll be more than that. I'm considering doing an entire separate video just for the giveaways. Because I think the giveaways are going to take a little bit to do. So I'm legitimately considering a separate video just to do all the giveaways. Silver, Joey Logano. We got William Byron, Selective Swatches Fire Suit. That one's going to go to Lewis. Silver Noah Gragson. I'm going to do two things after this box. I'm going to get up and go get some more penny sleeves because I didn't realize I didn't have any extra behind me. And I'm also going to turn this heater off because it's about to run me out of this basement now. Orange Flash Logano. And Orange Flash Dylan and Kyle Busch. So we may have to do a random for that. We'll set that aside for later. Red, white, and blue, David Reagan. It's going to go to James. 226 of 249. And Noah Gragson on the orange. Like I said, give me just a few seconds here. I'm going to grab some penny sleeves off the shelf and cut this heater off because it's about to run me out. Whew. Yow. Bad boy is no joke. The Silver Raja. Christopher Bell Sparks. Somebody said we'd have 4 of them. There's 2. Same card, too. Same material in there. C. Bell's going to go to JJ. I'm going to put it at the bottom. It's going to be like a K counter. We're going to count like a strikeout counter in the outfield. Austin Beers. Alan Kowicki with the orange upside down. Was throwing me for a loop for a second. I thought, why is that upside down? Anthony Alfredo. Orange Flash. No, I haven't seen any base trackside, Scott, that I recall. And Fuego McDowell. Red and blue, or red, white, and blue, I guess. Sam Mayer is going to go to Justin. 70 out of 149. I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention tonight Kevin Finkel. If you guys did not see my post early this morning, I found out last night that Kevin Finkel, one of our group members, passed away. He, let's see, I believe he was 65. So, a young man still. I think I saw he was born in 60. So that would make him 65. Don't know what happened. Don't know if, if he had if it just natural causes, or if he had something going on and nobody knew, or he didn't know, or, I just, I don't know what happened. It's none of my business to ask what happened. But certainly hate to lose anybody. And, Kevin was going through a tough time there. I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago, he went through a divorce. I don't know how many people knew that. But I can tell you that back when my dad died 4 years ago, Kevin would reach out to me periodically, like once every month, and just say, "Hey, how you doing?" Not card related at all, It was just his way of checking in, making sure I was okay type of thing, which meant the world to me. I didn't have very many friends that did that, and so that meant a lot to me that he did. And so while he was going through his divorce, I knew he was really struggling with, just processing it all. And so I did the same thing when he was going through his divorce. I tried to message him every couple weeks or, at least once a month, and just not even reference cards, just, "Hey, how are you? How are you doing? How's life? Are you okay?" That kind of stuff. So, I know he wasn't married because he just got divorced. I do believe he had a daughter or two, or maybe even 3. I don't know for sure. But, we'll miss him for sure. Kevin was one of the good ones. Ryan Vargas. I was kind of slow playing it a little bit because I saw the Jeff Gordon trackside zebra behind it. Well, if we're going to hit a zebra print tonight, it might as well be one of the best of all time. So let's call it Jeff Gordon. That is really, really nice. Jeff Gordon going to Gavin. That's nice. Congrats, Gavin. Gavin's going to be absolutely tickled with that. That's sharp. Good deal. So, yeah, like I said, I didn't want to, get super deep with everybody, but like I said, I'd feel really, really bad if I didn't at least mention it. So, AJ Allmendinger. It's so funny that literally, how funny it's almost like a sign. So funny that literally just talking about Kevin and his guy shows up. Something else. Silver Sensations, Austin Cindric. I think we got a gold. Yeah. Connor Mozak on the gold. That's nice. 4 out of 10. Boy, that's a nice box to get a gold flash and a zebra in the same box. I mean, to be fair, all the other boxes were not great so far when you're looking for, shorter print stuff, things of that nature. A couple of the relics were nice. But you pull the tiger print. I think I keep calling it zebra. Pull the tiger print and a gold flash in the same box. Kurt Busch. Oh, I picked up too many penny sleeves. Orange. Empty box. I can tell you, the only other thing I'll say is 65 is too young to... 65 is too young to be leaving us for any reason. So, like I said, I don't know what happened. It's none of my business nor my place to ask. But certainly thinking of Kevin's family, his close friends. Certainly considered him a friend from afar, all the way on the other coast. I remember early on he used to harass me and say, "Can you do some breaks for us West Coasters? Not everybody lives on the East Coast." All right. Jimmy Johnson, silver. Traditional silver. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. Now that's bitching right there. Ryan Blaney, trackside action signatures. Gold flash. 10 out of 10. Of course, I'm a Blaney fan, so I love that. Congrats, Andrew Haywood. That's 2 blasters in a row with some pretty nice stuff in it. So it's going to be hard for me to get real down unless the next 12 suck, which I'm not so sure about. If it is the only auto, we'll take it, because that's pretty darn nice out of a blaster to hit a gold. And that's our second gold out of the case. Yeah, that's nice. Congrats, Andrew. All right, let's slide Jeff this way. We'll slide Connor this way. We'll kick this guy over just a hair. We'll step that in. And bada boom. Jeb Burton, silver. I thought when I opened the packs, I got like a hint of gold, and I was like, nah. Orange, Matt Mills. And Fuego, Carson Hocevar. Silver. Josh Berry, red, white, and blue. Going to JR. 160 at 249. JR, the other case breaks that you saw, did the people that were breaking them, did they open the case? Or was it like were all the boxes already out and they just said, here's a case? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm just asking. Because, you know, not everybody is as trustworthy as folks in our group. Orange Almirola. And maybe it is just dumb luck on our side too, you know. Open the case. Okay, good. That's what I was hoping you'd say. I really wasn't trying to, you know what I mean? Just just thinking out loud is all. Genuinely, that's what I was hoping you'd say. Todd Gilliland, silver. Won't be buying any more cases of blasters, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we typically don't do, usually, I mean, you guys that have been around a while know, we usually are kind of a one and done with cases of retail. I try to do, just like with the blaster, I try to do a case of blasters, and if I can get, you know, either a half a case or a case of the megas, you know, that's great. And then you know, I'm not opposed to mixing in a blaster here and there in a mixer. But just traditionally, I don't do a lot of cases of, you know, I just don't. Byron going to Lewis. But you guys know me. I've said it several times before, and I'll say it again now. If you're somebody that's trying to decide what to buy, my advice would always be buy a hobby box. And if the hobby box isn't in your budget, wait and save until it is in your budget, because you're going to be much happier with a hobby box typically than even if you open 3 or 4 blasters typically. Now, there's always, you know, the exception to every, but if you're playing the odds games, you're going to be happier probably with buying a single hobby box versus, and that goes for every product, not just Select. That's just been my kind of rule of thumb for everything. SVG Orange. Now, our 5th anniversary break, you'll see some blasters, a couple blasters in there. where we've seen some really, really good stuff come out of some of those blasters, but times have changed. In Fuego, Ty Gibbs, Silver Flash. And we got the red, white, and blue Sam Mayer going to Justin. But yeah, I typically am not somebody that says, oh, you got to go out and buy a blaster. You know, that's just not my advice usually. 148 to 149. You know, my school of thought has always been, if you got $30 for a budget, say, for say your budget every 2 weeks is $30. Just throwing something out there. You'd be better off to get in a break once a week and spend $10 a week on a break where you're getting into 3 or 4 hobby boxes with your favorite driver than to open a blaster every 2 weeks. Because eventually it's going to pay off better than what, you know what I mean? Or buy singles. That's the other great avenue is, you know, buy singles. But yeah, it would take a pretty spectacular retail product for me to be like, oh man, you guys should go buy this, you know? Like, I don't think I've ever really been super high on any retail. Recent retail. If you're going back to like 2018, 2017, then you got some pretty nice blasters in those eras. This one will be our halfway mark for those keeping track. This is our halfway mark at the end of this one. I actually thought this would go a little faster. Silver, Eric Amarola. I probably should have started maybe just a tad early. I couldn't have started much earlier, but I probably should have pushed it and tried to start closer to 9:30. For those of you that get to sleepy eyes this late at night. Austin Dillon going to Michael Clay. That's going to be tired. Silver, A.J. Allmendinger. For Kevin. Justin Allgaier, orange. Numbers, Chase Elliott. Silver Flash. Black and blue, Matt Kenseth. That's sharp looking with the trackside. That really sets that card off nice. 13 out of 49. Matt Kenseth. Going to go to Brian Jacobs. Yeah, that's pretty sharp there. And orange, Austin Dillon. box. I'm going to try to remember to get some pictures on Saturday. So our trick-or-treat night is Saturday night here. And obviously, we will be passing out cards for kids packs on Saturday night. I'm going to try to get some pictures or even a video clip, if I can, of us passing them out. Or usually my daughter is the one that's passing stuff out. I'm usually just in the background. My daughter and my wife both might be, because we have candy and the cards, so they might both pass out stuff, or who knows. But silver Christopher Bell. And we're going Chase Elliott, race used tire. That's going to go to Braxton. After this box, we're going to get reorganized a little bit here, just for a second. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. silver. Connor Daly orange. Actually, we might not make it to after this box, because I think that was my last penny sleeve. Yeah, it was. So we're just going to do it now. All right. Halloween themed card. Yeah, they do the score a treat packs, which we opened some football the other night. It's been a couple weeks ago now. Probably 2 weeks ago. But Panini does, it's called Score a Treat, and you get like 40 packs in a box for pretty cheap. It's like $18 or $20, and you get 40 packs. And it's meant for you to pass out to kids as an alternative to candy, which at that price isn't atrocious, really, with the price of candy. So, especially if you lived in a community where maybe you only get 40 or 50 or even 80 trick-or-treaters, that'd be pretty cool. Numbers, Shane Van Gisbergen. Eric Amarola, red, white, and blue. It's going to go to Mike. 110 of 249. There's a base trackside Kowicki. And orange flash Christopher Bell. I don't know how much, I know I've talked a little bit about the addition that we're doing on our house, but don't know how much of an update I've given you guys recently. So I'll tell you that we got electric run yesterday, and then he came out, our contractor came out and kind of tidied up some things a little bit, dropped off a couple things, and I think we got a gold in that pack. I think we got a third gold coming. And then he told me that he's got drywall scheduled because he's got kind of some different crews that he uses. So he's got drywall set up for Wednesday, which means between now and Wednesday, he's going to be doing insulation. And then, of course, you know, once drywall goes up, then they can put the vents in, not the vents, the lights in. They can do the ceiling, which the ceiling's going to have metal on it, which is kind of cool. And it will be done before too long. So check out this box, guys. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the hottest box we've seen in a while. Because you'll see when we get to the end. Tyler Reddick, Gold Flash, 7 and 9 sensations. I knew I saw gold. What am I doing? I knew I saw gold. But just hang tight with me for a second. So there's Reddick. Going to Braxton. I'll swap out Connor Mozak for Reddick. How about gold? Trackside action signatures, Parker Retzlaff out of the same box. Going to Joey Kroger. 6 out of 10. Gold Flash, Parker Retzlaff. That's our 2 autos. 2 good autos. Nice Retzlaff going to Joey. I'm going to move the Blaney. Just swap it out. But I'm going to tell you to wait because I think there's more. I think that we've got another gold in this pack, or in this box still. I think we got 3 golds in this box. Just wait. I could be wrong, but I think we do. Matt Mills, orange. Kyle Busch and Fuego, silver flash. Third gold in the blaster. I knew I saw gold down there. Terry Labonte. Gold Flash, Texas Terry. 3 out of 10. To prove it, I already got another mag out and ready because I knew there was a third one. I had it sitting right here beside me when I grabbed them. I mean, that's 5 gold flashes, including 2 autos. It's going to be hard for me to get super down on the blasters at this point. gonna be hard to be too down about it at this point. Now, maybe we just hit the absolute jackpot, you know, like, I don't know. Orange Bubba. But we've got 5 golds, or 5 gold flashes, and a tiger prism so far. Don't tell anybody, JR, because then they'll start saying, oh, yeah, you know, Panini's sending Mike Norman loaded cases. That'll be the next thing. Well, you know, he always gets all the good cases. I'm going to regroup here real quick again. I just like to stay on top of things. I don't want things falling over or anything wonky. Justin Allgaier, silver. Austin Hill, selective swatches fire suit. Austin Hill is unlisted, and we'll go to James. Silver Dylan. Got an orange Bill Elliott. The orange in the trackside looks really cool. It's a nice card. Sensations Silver Flash. Alex Bowman. We got a red, white, and blue Alan Kulwicki. Going to Steve Teskey. We've had a couple track sides now, Scott. 158 to 249. We've had a numbered one not too long ago. Yeah, it's right there. The Kenseth. And then we also had a base. I tried to point it out, but I might not have done a very good job of it. But there's only been a couple, you're right. Like 3. Raja Orange. He was on the Dale Jr. download the other day, or maybe yesterday or something. I haven't gotten a chance to watch that yet. Scott says I'm half paying attention. If anybody's looking for a good race to watch tomorrow night, you guys should tune in on Flow Racing. I am going to Atomic Speedway. It's going to be a nice night, nice weekend of racing tomorrow night and Saturday. It's called The Night the Stars Come Out. And for you guys that are older that might know this, traditionally in our region there was the All-Star Circuit of Champions sprint cars, and then the Stars late model series. And so that night was born out of having those two series come to the track at the same time. And, of course, those series have died and come back and died. And now the All-Star Circuit of Champions is back with sprints, but the Stars Late Model Series is not back. But this has no affiliation with the All-Star Sprints at all. It's just dubbed the night the Stars come out because it's sprints and late models only, high-paying event or higher-paying event for the weekend. And so should be some good racing. There is going to be some solid late models. Devin Moran, Lucas Oil Champion, will be there. Mike Marlar will be there. And there'll be some World of Outlaw drivers from the sprint cars coming in because their event in Oklahoma was canceled. So we know a couple of those guys are headed this way. So it's going to be a good event. Kyle Busch, race used tire. Kyle Busch made it to the filler and is going to go to Mario. Yeah, Scott. So Tony owned the All-Stars, sold the All-Stars to Kyle and Brad Sweet. And then, as you know, they created High Limit out of that. And they didn't necessarily kill the All-Stars, but they sort of said, hey, we're going to put that on the shelf. And ultimately what happened is a promoter up in Northern Ohio took over the rights for the name and had brought it back to life this year. So now we have the All-Stars again, along with, the All-Stars were never a national series, though. That was always the thing. Bubba Wallace, Orange. The All-Stars were always meant to be a regional series. They travel maybe 4 to 5 states at most. They were never meant to go cross-country, so. Yeah, I saw the Brad Sweet announcement. He's not going to be full-time. Sensations Kyle Larson. I think you'll still see him race a fair amount, just not. I bet you he'll still run 20 to 30 events. But they'll be kind of key events, special crown jewel type things. He'll run the Knoxville Nationals, the Kings Royal, the National Open, the the Cup, all kinds of stuff like that. 40 out of 149. Ernie Irvin going to James. And then Austin Hill, Orange Flash. Yeah, no, the All-Star Sprints are alive. They are alive. So, yeah, the weekend, the weekend at Atomic is, so tomorrow night is $5,000 to win for sprints, $5,000 to win for late models. And then Saturday night is $15,000 to win sprints, $15,000 to win late models. So 2 really strong nights. Some solid money being paid out. I'll be surprised if they don't have... I'll really be surprised if they don't have at least 40 late models and 40 sprint cars. With basically every other track in the area being closed now. If you want to get one more race in, one last hurrah, this is your weekend to do it, basically, around here. So, Yeah, for sweet, yeah. I was never a big, like, I'm not going to say I disliked him, because I definitely didn't dislike him, but I was never, like, a Brad Sweet fan, so, you know, I'm kind of indifferent. I like that he drove for Casey Kane, so I'll say that. Silver Lane Riggs. No, I don't know who's going to be driving that one. AJ Allmendinger, selective swatches. It's going to go to James. Silver Todd Gilliland. Ernie Irvin, orange. We got the silver and fuego, Ryan Blaney. Then you got blue and black, Christian Eckes. Going to James. 14 out of 49. Christian. Orange, Lane Riggs. I want to see Tinkle win a NASCAR championship just for me. Heck, I'd be impressed if he just won a race. I'll make you a deal. The day Tinkle wins a NASCAR race, either truck, Xfinity, or Cup. The day Tinkle wins a race in one of the three divisions, I'll go out and start hunting, and the first 101 I can find of his, I'll buy. Silver Anthony Alfredo. Oh, all right. Cliff Daniels, autograph memorabilia, patch auto. It's going to be sheet metal for Cliff. Going to Lewis in our third auto of the break. Another nice one, though, with Cliff. We'll take that. That'll work. Silver, Alan Kulwicki. Orange, Jamie McMurray. And we got the Gordon and Jimmy Johnson silver flash. So there's two of those. We'll do a random at the end for any of those that we have and just do like left or right, basically, is what we'll do. Brandon Jones with the black and blue. That'll help Scott's rainbow cause a little bit, maybe. Black and blue, Brandon Jones. 47 out of 49. And then orange, Jeff Gordon. Box. Goal. Butterbean Queen, silver. One of the better silvers I've seen of this card, actually. The back's off center. I was getting to the point where I was going to say, Paul may want to grade that one. Maybe not. Jeb Burton, Selective Swatches Fire Suit. That's going to go to James. In the unlisted spot. Ross Chastain, silver. Another Butterbean. This is the Orange Flash. Another one that the front looks really good. Back's off center. Better, but still off center. Numbers, silver, flash, Young Money, Kyle Larson. Red and blue, Cole Custer. Goes to Will Black. 19 out of 149. I've asked this question in the past, and so if you know the answer, feel free to shout it out. But Kyle Larson's nickname is Young Money. Do you know who gave Kyle Larson that nickname? Orange Flash, Jamie McMurray. Empty box. Made it. His mom does not like the nickname. No, she doesn't. DW, no. Nobody in, I'll give you a hint. Nobody in NASCAR. Andrew Haywood says Essex. Good guess, Andrew, but no. But you are absolutely on the right track. Not somebody from the late model world, though, because you got to remember Kyle's only ran 15 late model races in his life, maybe 20. Not very many. Any other guesses? Now that we know that it's somebody from the dirt world. It's not somebody that's super commonly known unless you're really, what I would call probably a diehard dirt racing fan. I will tell you, he got the nickname Young Money from Blake Anderson, announcer for the All-Star Circuit of Champions. Blake Anderson gave him that nickname. The enclosed owner worn used material, Richard Childress. So, Richard Childress shirt relic. Richard Childress is going to go to James Holland. Yeah, Blake Anderson gave Kyle that nickname. Kurt Busch, silver. Jimmy Johnson, orange flash. This one might be a little easier for you guys to know. Do you know who gave Ryan Blaney the nickname Young Ryan Blaney? I'm asking you guys because I think I know. Like, I'm 90% sure I know who it is. But probably a little bit easier to know. Tanner Gray, red and blue. We should do a trivia night some night. That'd be fun. 85 of 149. Going to James. Orange, Jeb Burton. Fills out that one. And that gets us down to 2 blasters to go. 2 to go. Young adult Ryan Blaney, yeah. I believe, and if I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. I believe it was Mike Joy that gave Ryan Blaney that nickname. I think they were on a broadcast, and Mike Joy said something about young Ryan Blaney, in Mike Joy's voice, which I'm certainly not going to imitate. And I think it stuck. I believe it was Mike Joy, though. I do believe. More good. What you talking about? More gold. Oh. You want more gold? 5 isn't enough? You want more gold? I mean, by all accounts, I'm not disappointed with this case at all. I'm surprised to hear the origin story of the Big E and Little E nicknames. What is the average on a case for gold? I mean, I have no idea. This is the first one I've opened, so I don't know what. I would be surprised, traditionally when you're talking Prism or Select, to get 1 gold or maybe 2 in a case is pretty darn good. I think we did exceptionally good getting 5. I think if you were to get more than 5, that would be in the epic category. Justin Allgaier, race used tire, going to go to Michael Clay. Silver, Carl Edwards. Six, 7. Mike Ciano. I don't know what the hand thing is either. I don't know what that gesture is, but Dale Jarrett, orange. Ty Gibbs, sensations. Silver flash. Got a red and blue, red, white, and blue, Jimmy Johnson. Going to Dale. Nine out of 249. And then Cousin Carl Edwards on the orange. All right, last blaster. Let's see if we can make it a good one. Like I said, at this point, I think it was a strong case. 5 golds and a tiger print, plus the Cliff Daniels auto. So that's really seven decent cards. 6 short prints, 7 total. But that's pretty solid in my opinion. That's about 1 in every 3 if you average it out that we had per box. But the kicker is we had we had a gold and a tiger in the same box, and we had 3 golds in another box. So 5 of those came out of 2 boxes. Which, for my taste, I don't love. Like, great for a break, but don't love it for folks buying boxes off a shelf. Because it hurts your odds dramatically when there's just super hot boxes out there. Certainly exciting when you find one, but may the odds be ever in your favor, right? Like what are the chances? Silver, Jeff Gordon. And we got a relic non-auto, Justin Allgaier. We got 2 or 3 of these, not 6 or 7. Going to Michael Clay. Again, these will likely ship on Saturday. So if you're waiting on that informed delivery to pop, it might not happen till Saturday. Todd Gilliland, orange. As we're kind of winding down, I do want to say thanks to everybody who participated in the break, everybody that hung out. And again, don't forget, tomorrow at lunchtime, 11:30 a.m., we'll do our lunch break. So lunch break tomorrow at 11:30 with a turn 4 single box. It'll be the groups style format. And then I know I'm probably a broken record, but I just don't want anybody to miss out that wants to participate in the 5th anniversary break on Sunday. It'll be posted at 1:30. I will share the driver preview list tomorrow afternoon before I go to the races. So you guys will have plenty of time to look at it, strategize, review between tomorrow afternoon and Sunday at 1:30. You'll have almost 2 whole days to digest that checklist. 170 of 249, Clint Boyer. Clint goes to James. But should be a lot of fun on Sunday. I think what I'm going to do is do the giveaways first in a separate video. We'll probably start with the giveaways, do all that, and then we'll finish with the break. Orange, Ricky Stenhouse to close things out on this one. Get rid of these gloves. So, let me hit you guys with a quick recap. And then I will do a random, just a left or right deal but for these couple of silver flash inserts that we had. So relics, we had Justin Allgaier number 1 and Justin Allgaier number 2, Richard Childress, Jeb Burton, AJ Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, Austin Hill, Chase Elliott, Austin Dillon, William Byron, Ryan Vargas, William Byron number 2, Jesse Love, Brandon Jones, Tony Breidinger, Christopher Bell 1 and 2. So a couple of repeaters, but not more than 2 of any certain driver. Autos that weren't on the stands, we had the Cliff Daniels patch auto. And then everything else is magged. 6 magged cards. We had the Gold Flash Terry Labonte going to Billy Joe. Trackside Action Signatures Gold Flash Ryan Blaney going to Andrew Haywood. Gold Flash Connor Mozak going to James Holland. Tyler Reddick Gold Flash Sensations goes to Braxton Ackridge. The Trackside Tiger Print Jeff Gordon goes to Gavin Jennings. And the Trackside Action Signatures Gold Flash Parker Retzlaff goes to Joey Kroger. So our 6 magged cards went to 6 different people, which I do like to see that. So added to the PC tonight. That's what we want to do. That's the whole point. So again, appreciate everybody's support. I personally felt like that was a really, really good case of blasters. Now, does that mean we're going to run out and do a bunch of cases of blasters? Probably not. But it's one of those where we're gonna hit the cash out on the slot machine and call it good. But I do think it would be nice to do some megas if I can get my hands on them. So we'll try to do some megas, and then at that point, you know, nothing says we won't mix in a few blasters or megas into a mixer, but probably nothing straight up like that. So that's all I got for tonight. Hope to see everybody tomorrow for the lunch break. And then again, Sunday, 5th anniversary. Can't be more excited for the 5th anniversary break on Sunday. So much to be excited about and thankful for. So we'll talk more about that over the next 12 to 24 hours. And we'll start getting everybody pumped up and ready to go for Sunday. So have a great rest of your night. TGIF tomorrow. We'll see you next time.